Welcome back to the Football Terrace. Tottenham Hotspur 4, Aston Villa 0. And the tidal wave that is Antonio Conte and Tottenham continues. Son Heung-min with another hat-trick. I know he scored them before. More goals. Harry Kane on fire again. Tottenham riding the storm again. More goals again. Listen, I did say when Antonio Conte arrived that he would get them top four. I knew he'd get them top four. It felt obvious that he would get them top four because he's a world-class manager, and we are seeing the fruits of that right now. We are seeing the fruits of a world-class manager looking after a talented group of players. And I told Spurs fans a few months ago, your squad's not that bad either. You, of course, added Bentancur and Kulusevski. I'll get to Kulusevski later. The real deal. But there was quality there. You just needed a proper manager with a proper system to galvanize you and bring you together. And what world-class managers do is they get you through those moments. They get you through the moments of adversity when Spurs had their wobble a few weeks ago. They get you through the pressured moments. Today was key to win because Arsenal would drop points and so had Man United, and you couldn't allow them to be let off the hook. And Tottenham stood up. Tottenham made themselves be counted. And Tottenham, listen, they rode their luck at times. Of course they did. But that's football. That's football. Lloris pulling off 2 or 3 great saves isn't fluke. No Arsenal fans said it was fluke or lucky when Ramsdale was doing it. No Man United fans said it was fluke or lucky when David De Gea would do it. So the Football Terrace will not allow it to be suddenly become luck because Tottenham Hotspur are doing it. That is not going to ride here. This is why we are the premier top 6 channel on social media. I don't know if that's true. I'm just saying it for a bubble. But the point is, Tottenham deserve to be where they are right now without a shadow of a doubt. They deserve to be where it is. They are where they are right now because they have been brilliant. They have been nothing short of brilliant since Antonio Conte's been here, barring those 3 games: Chelsea, Southampton, Wolves. You know, they look poor in those games. The defeat against Burnley was poor. But overall, they've been brilliant. They've been, and that little wobble period in the middle there, that was almost where the players tried to revert to their normal Spursy ways. And Antonio Conte has gone, nah, mate. I needed an Italian accent then. I don't want to offend anyone. But he just basically said, no, not on my watch. That is not happening. You're going to play football. It's as simple as that. Comment here says, Son has the most goals from open play. Does he have the most goals from open play this season? My word, I wouldn't have known that. That's a stat I don't look out for. But yeah, 17 goals, only 3 behind Mohamed Salah. And of course, he doesn't take the pens. That's amazing. We all knew Son was a top-class player. We all knew that. Neil Murphy, you're a disgrace. I hope Brighton get relegated. I think you mean Mopay there, my guy, but I hear you. Sonny, Cooley, Kane, Romero, one-man team, my foot. Come on, you Spurs. Yeah, Spurs are definitely not a one-man team anymore. I can't be labeled as a one-man team anymore. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. We've got to have Hope coming on the show very soon. We've got a man like Josh King. Leaf is going to join us. I'm not sure if Patty's going to be here. I think he's out getting ready to buy Colleen her shirt. He's asked for the shirt size because they've had the bet. Who's going to finish in the top 4, Arsenal or Tottenham? It's looking peak right now for Gooners. Do you know what's mad, right? I feel like a Gooner at the minute because I kind of backed their resurgence because it was there. But I kept on telling them, slow down. You're calling out everyone too early. You're giving it the big and too soon. They've done a gym. They've done a gym from American Pie. They came in their pants. Premature ejaculation.
Come outside, Tottenham fans! Where are you?
They did, and they did it to themselves. Josh here says, poor first half, but the second half, unbelievable. Lloris and Son, man of the match tonight. I love this squad. I love Conte and sensational smashing teams. Listen, bro, do you know what's mad? I think finally Spurs fans are over Poch. Like, you know that ex that takes forever, that ex-girlfriend that takes forever to get over. You see her all the time. You pine for her. I want her back. I want my Friday nights back. I want my takeaways back. I want those nice cuddles in the morning back. Please come back. You found someone new, someone better. You've actually got a winner at your club, Tottenham. No disrespect to Poch. You've got a winner, a born winner, a born winner. And I've got even more respect for him because he, just like me, he redistributed his hair and looks good for it. That's going to be me in a few months. Watch out for it. I genuinely can't speak highly enough of this amazing front three of ours. I love them all. Top four, here we come. Come on, you Spurs, is from Sam Burton. Listen, mate, you guys deserve it. You guys deserve it 110%. You deserve it for so many reasons as well. You really, really do. You deserve it for so many reasons. And I've done something to my computer and I've made something like everything really zoom in and I don't know how to get it to zoom out. I'm so old. I'm so old. It's unbelievable. Pochu is what a lot of you are saying in the car. I hear that. Let's have a little look here. Remember, if you are a member, we do have some Tottenham emojis, by the way, that you can use. I don't know which. We need to update the emojis really. We've got Harry Kane one, which you'll see just here. What other ones we got? You can use GOAT probably for Harry Kane because he is the greatest Premier League striker of all time. Number 9 of all time. Not 4, but number 9. We've actually got Aubameyang on this, so that's got to go, hasn't it? Do you know what I mean? That's got to go. Get using them emojis if you remember the term. Sorry, I've got a little bit of a blocked up nose. I've had a bit of a cold this week. But, you know, you've got to still work. Anyone who has a day off for a cold, I think's a whopper. And your parents need to really hang their heads in shame. I genuinely can't. Oh, God, sorry, I've already had that one. Sorry, I thought I didn't read it out, but I did. There we go. Right. I'm going to get Josh on because Josh looks like he's driving somewhere. Going to have Hope's coming on me in a bit. Stay tuned for Have Hope. It's going to be fun. Josh is here with me. He's out in the car. He's having a little smoke up. What are you saying, Josh?
I'm flinging the hazards on, ain't I, Terry? That's why I don't come on much because I'm either driving or I've got the kids. How you doing?
I hear you, bro. Listen, talk to me. You went in the last few games. Not only have you drawn clear of Arsenal now, you've suddenly got a plus 19 goal difference.
Wow, I didn't even know that. It's insane. Plus 19 on the certified top 4 candidates. The ones that a couple of weeks ago, like we shouldn't even be in it. Us and you. I say you when I'm talking about United. Like,
oh yeah, no, I hear you.
Like, bruv, honestly, it's look, they've let it go. And their young team, just as we did under Poch when it came to title challenges, when it came to semi-finals, FA Cups, when we're the better team in those games, they've let it go. But now it's their turn to be the inexperienced young team. Now we've actually got experienced players. I've heard you say a lot of times, Terry, over the past couple of weeks, Tottenham bottle it. We do bottle it, but we don't bottle top 4. We've had so many top 4 races. You could go back to Crouch scoring at Etihad, at the Etihad. Like, we do okay in top 4 races. When it's the league and it's not the actual, like, winning of the league, we do okay. Like, we're not bottlers when it comes to that. We're bottlers when it comes to semi-finals and finals. But
yeah, you're right.
Look at our response. Look at our response to this. Was the game I was most scared about, and all your result and the Arsenal result, all that did was make me more worried. I was like, look, we're gonna bottle this now because this is perfect. We've had 2 good weekends in a row. Like, out of the past 2 weekends, our main top 4 rivals have got 1 point, and I thought, like, this is made up for Spurs to bottle it. 4-0. Sorry for swearing.
Right,
like,
mate.
4-0.
It's out of this world. It's out of this world, mate. And I look at it from this point of view. You brought in a world-class manager and you've got a world-class response. Since he arrived, only Liverpool and City, and they've got 11 more points than you, have more points in the league now than Tottenham. And I believe that's because of your manager.
100%. 100%. And also, if you look at, you know, I'm going to hang on to anything as a Spurs fan that ain't won nothing, yeah? But if you look at the scoring stats, no one scored more than us since he's arrived. No one. That is including Man City and Liverpool, we've scored the most goals. And this is a defensive manager, I was told. I was told this was a defensive manager, Terry. Look at the way that we put teams away. We need 1 or 2 chances, like, and that's it.
Mate, it's the thing is, I'm one of these people that Look, I didn't necessarily want Antonio Conte's style of football at United as a preference, but people always twisted that into, oh, you didn't want him. It's like, no, I would have taken him because he's a world-class manager. And my preference isn't important as long as we're winning. And I tweeted something back in November where I said, I'll riot if we reject Antonio Conte and he ends up at Chelsea. And we kind of did. The reports, if you go back to October, were United weren't sure on him. You guys have gone and got him. You were going to stop us from getting top 4. And the board needs to hope now that their plan for Ten Hag with Ten Hag works, because if it doesn't, we've passed up the opportunity of a ready-made manager that can make us win. And people can talk about style of play all they want. Even me, I want a style of play, but my style of play and my preference goes aside. No Spurs fan in the last 3 or 4 months has really cared about style of football because you've been goddamn winning, and that's what matters more.
No, but forget the winning, Terry. Like, if you want to talk about style of play, we've had a better style of play than any of our top 4 rivals. That's why we've scored so many goals. Like, we score so many goals. This is a game that we struggled in, Terry. This is a game where Villa should have been 2-1 up first half, and we've won it 4-0. Like, I don't care what anyone says about style of play. My maybe I'm kind of basic, yeah, but my gauge on style of play is goals scored, chances created. We create so many chances. I don't care if we're doing it on the break. I don't care if we're doing it from the goalkeeper building up. Like, we create so many chances and we score so many goals. And I'll tell you what, yeah, that Harry Kane talk, like, are you mad? You think Harry Kane would go to Man United over Spurs right now? Like,
mate,
I'll tell you now, he would go to City, he would go to Liverpool. But if you really think that Kane would go to Man United, like, he'd rather just stay at Spurs and wait and do his contract up and then win a league with City when he's 31. Do you know what I mean? That's what I think.
I hear you completely, mate. Listen, Josh, long time no speak, mate. We've got to get you in the studio soon as well for one of these games. Maybe the North London derby or something, bro. We'll get it sorted, my bro, and get you in
Message
there.
me.
You take care, my guy, and we'll speak soon. Cheers, brother. All the best. Panel coming soon, people. Have hopes joining me. We got Leaf, of course. Leaf is Keith with an L. We've got Alan Clark. Igal is backstage, though. Igal wants to come on and speak. With the panel, Igal, or by himself? By himself. So Igal's going to come on and speak by himself before the panel. That's what he's asking for. I can kind of see him gesturing that from behind the... What's he said in the private chat? Because he has to go, so he's got 2 minutes. So Igal is here. What are you saying, mate?
Yeah, Terry, I have to go because I'm going to be breaking fast soon. But
Okay.
I was just going to say, the difference between Spurs and us is, if you look at their XG today, 0.8, Terry. 0.8. They weren't even expected to get 1 goal. They are the most clinical side in this league with Kane and Son. That is the difference. Forget about what I was saying before about the defense. They seem to have sorted it out because you put enough men behind the ball, you're not going to concede as many goals. And advantage is Spurs. At this moment in time, advantage Spurs. Let's see if Arsenal can get back into it. I don't know if we're going to be able to do it, but I hope we can. But at this moment in time, advantage Spurs. I'm just going to come on and say, you know what? I did tell you guys to come outside, so I'm here to tell you guys, you know what? It is a situation where it is shaky for us right now.
And do you know what, bro? Do you know what? I respect you so much for actually coming on and showing your face, because 90%, listen, there's certain Arsenal fans, certain Chelsea fans that are regular on the terrace that in the last week, they have not turned up. They have not arrived. There are Man United fans who, for the past 12 months, have practically disappeared from coming on after making big claims. I always give you credit, Igal. And listen, everyone can call you a clown all they want in the comments, but at least Igal's here to like respond. And Igal will still back his team moving forward. They've turned it around. And I would say this as well.
Can I say one thing?
But you've got to put some respect on Antonio Conte's name.
I will. But can we also acknowledge that the level of clinicalness that Harry Kane and Son have been since 2016, they are the most clinical players statistically ahead of Messi since 2016. That's just a stat that I seen on ESPN today. And the fact that these guys are getting XG of 0.8 and scoring 4 goals, I am just impressed that their attack continues to get them over the hill. And that is the difference. I thought we had a defense that we could rely on. It seems like Tottenham's attack that they can rely on, plus sorting out your defense with a good manager, can get you further than having a reliable defense. That's all I got to say.
mate, I hear you on that. Listen, you go enjoy Breaking Fast, my friend, and everything else, and we'll speak soon, brother. Top man. Cheersy, Gal. Thank you. And listen, as I've already said, you got to respect to Gal. He's got to go break fast, so he couldn't join the panel. But at least he comes on and says, maybe I've got this one wrong. Too many people hide. Too many people say things, disappear. The amount of people that have made big claims on the terrace. We put the clip out. Clip's gone viral. Oh, please delete. Please delete. Oh, my God, I'm getting cooked. At least the Gouger says, this is the name of the game. I'm putting opinions out there. I give him respect for that. Not everyone asked for that. Do you know who the funniest one ever was? No, I'm not going to go into it because they regretted me deleting it. Oh, dude, you still got the video? No, it's deleted, brother. Deleted it. You can't. The one thing with Twitter, you can't like hide something later on. So the club that spent the most money in January is suddenly the most consistent out of the battle for the fourth. Listen, Josh, that's one of the things as a Man United fan, you did business. If we would have gone out and bought a player or two with the right attitude that wanted to play, that could play Ralph's style of football, the world could be different. Antonio Conte bought in Bentancur and Kulusevski, Premier League players, designed for the Premier League, designed for Antonio Conte's style of football, and they're delivering. And I've said this before. Some people are meant for the Prem. Maybe Bentancur and Kulusevski are two of them. You can sometimes sign players who just... By the way, you have some players that come from our academies that are not meant for the Prem. Look how good Tammy Abraham is in Serie A. I guarantee he comes back and does a Lukaku 2.0. A diet Lukaku 2.0. Like, not even as well. Some players aren't meant for the Prem. Some players are. You sign 2 Prem-ready players. They're killing it. It's changed the mood. And Tottenham, you look dangerous. You know what I mean? Making me think of that Michael Jackson song. I'm not going to sing it because I've not had enough vodkas yet. But by the way, I am up for hire tonight. £5 a shot. Right, I'm going to get the panel one. Have hope it's here. Alan Clark is on the show with us, people. And Leaf. We have actually shared the link to call in the live comment section. What I'm going to do, though, excuse my snorting because call in now. The reason I'm actually drinking vodka tonight is because I've got a bit of a cold. And strangely, when I have a cold, oh no, the call-in link is pinned. Vodka gets rid of colds for me. Like just me as an individual. Don't you take that. It's not medical advice, all right? I don't want a Joe Rogan moment on my hands. But if I've got a bit of a sniffle, a bit of a blocked nose, and I drink vodka for an evening, next day, I feel great. Something about vodka and my body kills the cold virus or germs. Don't anyone else do it. I'm saying does it for me. Do you get what I'm saying? It's just one of them ones for me. Nobody else. It's not medical advice. But I'm getting over a cold. Bit of lemon in there. It's great. Levy needs to give Conte points on the package. Oh, I hear what you're saying there. Give the man some shares in the ownership to stay 10 years. I don't know what IDGAF means. But what we need to do is keep him. I hear you. You're right in everything you've said. Kane was always a great striker, but Jose needs to be given some credit for Kane's playmaking abilities. He's the one who started playing him there. Yeah, listen, absolutely. He did. And Harry Kane, he's the best. That is hot. He is one of the best strikers in the world. I'm going to pull back my statement there. Honestly, his playmaking abilities are as good as any single number 9 I've ever seen in my life. Playmaking abilities, not dribbling ability, not his skills, not his step overs, not his speed. His playmaking abilities and finishing ability are as good as any other striker I've ever seen. He's on that level. And if he was playing in a team that was creating more quote unquote GA, he'd be even better. Harry Kane, one of the greatest strikers Europe, England, Tottenham has ever produced, ever. One of the best. No legacy because he ain't won shit, though. So Spurs have got to start winning or he's got to leave because he needs a legacy. Legacy needs trophies. Prem stars are not meant to be from Spain, i.e. Zard, Coutinho. Exactly. Eden Hazard is a Premier League player. He is not a La Liga player. In La Liga, he works at McDonald's. Simple. And eats there. No, I don't have CV. It's a cold. Been tested. I actually test myself like 3 times. Whenever I'm in the studio, I test myself. So I'm testing myself regs in. I'm saying Benzema is not clear of him. Benzema is out there. I honestly think if you put Harry Kane for the last 10 years in Real Madrid's team, he'd have similar levels of goals. But Benzema's legacy is clear of him. Benzema's legacy is clear. Like Harry Kane will never have a legacy like Benzema because he hasn't won the trophies. It's Harry Kane hasn't had his moments at them points. He's just, Tottenham. Get away from Tottenham. Anyway, panel time, people. Let's do this. Leaf have hope. Man like Alan, how you all doing, boys?
Yeah, I'm all good. All good.
Very good.
Tottenham boys, first of all, give me your thoughts.
You go, Leaf. You go first.
Yeah, I'm buzzing because that first half was very tough. As Conte likes to say, we suffered because Aston Villa they were everywhere. Their fullbacks were high up, crosses. They were very good. But then the second half, Conte changed the tactics. I mean, this is a reoccurring thing that we have seen. Spurs play so bad in the first half. Conte changes maybe
I'm
Yeah.
I'm sorry. So I shared the YouTube link, not the call-in link. No, I'm going to share the call-in link again now. I'm very sorry. I'm sorry.
How many
so
vodkas
sorry.
you had, Terry?
Like that much.
There you go.
So yeah,
all the bottom.
Sorry, carry on. Yeah, brother, it's
Did
Saturday.
you have?
I only drink on Saturdays, so yeah, it's just Saturday.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, but anyway, that was an extremely good second half. The goals were not really counterattacks. They came from Lloris, so you could say, oh, Tottenham are only a counter-attacking team. We are, but we can score goals from the back. So overall, a great win.
Absolutely. Alan, how about yourself, mate? I mean, maybe a month ago, if we'd have spoken about top 4, everybody might have laughed. What do you think they're saying now, especially Gooners who completely wrote you off?
Well, for me, like I said on Igal's channel just yesterday, Arsenal fans were so obnoxious with it. They completely dismissed every team they were coming up against. They might have only dropped points in the run into maybe Chelsea or Man United or Spurs, and they've lost back-to-back games. I would have sat here about a month ago with you and said that I thought we were out of the top row because we were inconsistent. We couldn't win back-to-back games. Arsenal were 6 points clear with a game in hand. Everyone was saying that, and then it just shows how quick football can change. We've still had our problems at the back. We've still had moments, but we're just outscoring massively compared to what we're expected to do. Although I don't like XG, it's just what it is. There's a clear pattern to play there. It's basically holding the ball at the back, working in triangles to one wing, and there's an out ball always to the other wing for the other wing back. Everyone was going at Spurs. Our 11 championship players have heard. You've got all these problems. I even admit we need 5 or 6 upgrades in our team. But where we are with that team under Conte, if you back this man and you give him what he wants and let him get in the players, you can have success, you can progress. If we don't, we'll just go back to where we were beforehand. So for me, there's a long way to go. I know Spurs, so does Leaf. We will drop points before the end of the season. We're not going to continue this all the way through. We've just got to, so it's going to be close towards the end of the season. We've just got to be consistent enough to get over the line. But as it's going at the moment, and I've said this for weeks upon weeks coming on here, Terry, Arsenal with a young team will get to that position, get to the point in the season with that team, a young manager, and if like we did with Pochak with a young team, and we bottled it, and when it's put on Arsenal, how will they react? And it looks like they're doing what we did as well. Will they be able to bounce back? I don't know, especially with the injuries and all that. It looks like it's only going downhill, and they've got harder games coming up. So I'm not going to say we're favourites because they've got a game in hand to go level with us, but we've put ourselves back in with a shout of getting that top 4.
No doubt. Have hope. What's your take on this, my guy? Because obviously you've got no dog in this fight really as a Chelsea fan, but obviously you know Antonio Conte intimately as a Chelsea fan. Most Arsenal fans wrote Spurs off, but the last 3 games they've more than laid down the gauntlet. They have said, we are here. This is what we are. Come catch us.
Well, look, but Taran, remember, a few weeks ago when we were having the whole top 4 discussion, and I came out and said that Arsenal are not going to get top 4, and I think I precisely said that because when the week starts to mount up, and we now are in week 31, week 32, week 33, can this young team handle that pressure? The pressure will only grow through every week. And I always found it problematic that Saka is carrying this team. Very good player, but you can't have a young player carrying a team. The senior guys have also got to step up. And lack of threats, aka, like I said, what is he doing? I mean, my vote was for United before this Everton game. So as of right now, see, Tottenham, you always know that with Tottenham, you can never fully trust them. But I just think for Tottenham, it's in their hands right now. And I just think that, like, it's crazy because I'm just looking at the start right now. Son is only 3 goals behind Salah. Basically, I call him the sun still rises in the east. The sun rises in the east. He's only 3 goals behind Salah, and I think he scored more goals from open play. So, Nix, thank you. Nix was there. I think it's like, for me, it's like, I think what this shows is that pressure is very key, and the pressure only mounts as the week comes through. It's so weird though. Like, I still don't know who'll get top 4 because at one moment it was Arsenal, even though I didn't believe in Arsenal. I think for me right now, call me crazy, I think it's still between Tottenham and United. United still have a crazy. I'm sorry, I know that you don't think I'm crazy. I think United still have a crazy outside chance, but Tottenham still have, because Tottenham have to play Liverpool away. They've got to play Arsenal. So Tottenham still have a few tricky games. But for me, I feel that the Liverpool game, I don't think is that key. If they beat Arsenal, then I think that they'll definitely be one step in there. And I just like it on Conte. Look, I think the thing with Conte is that he is a very good manager. Like, the only blemish on Conte's record is that he's horrible in Europe. That's the only blemish. But for Conte, if you give Conte his players, he will get you results. And I said this to Nix like months ago. Like, I said this to Nix on the day that Ralph was hired. I said, get Conte. Because he's going to maximize Cristiano and maximize United for this short period of time. You missed the Conte boat. Tottenham now got him, and look at how Tottenham are now benefiting from having Conte. Like, we're living in an age now where no one cares whether you have a Pogba, a Sancho, a CR37. What you need is that manager.
You need the manager, but you also look at it from this point of view. When Spurs signed Bentancur in the middle, but if Man United fans were linked with Bentancur, they'd have gone, oh, he's a Juve reject, got no techers, doesn't wear the right clothes, doesn't listen to the right music, isn't fashionable. Why do we want him? That's what you'd have got from United fans. Or I don't know who he is. I didn't buy him on FIFA, so he can't be that good, can he? That's what you'd have got from fans, because that's what they do. And look how good he is. Spurs bought 2 players that fit what Antonio Conte needs, and they are absolutely flying. The only thing I disagree with what you said, Man United are not in this top 4 race. We are not good enough.
Terry, I'm telling this right now, Terry.
We're not going to win 7 more points than Tottenham between now and the end of the season. But where Tottenham have done that's great in the last 3 games as well, is you've gone from having the same goal difference as Arsenal to having 10 more goals than them on goal difference.
Yeah, that's in the last 5 or 6 games.
Sorry, 1 sec. So you are 3 points ahead of them, but you're not. You're 4 points, because that goal difference is 4 points, and that's the big difference here. They need 5 more points than you right now, Arsenal, in the remaining games to guarantee it, and they're crumbling under that pressure. And do you know the scary thing is to me? I know you've done it in top 4 races before, but you know there's that little period where Antonio Conte was sounding like he was going to leave. I almost feel like that's got under the skin of the players, but in the right way. They've almost gone, hang on, we can't afford to lose this guy. We moaned that we got Nuno. We moaned that like we were being rejected by people. Like, we were looking at was it Italian guy?
That's also
sometimes a little bit good. You were linked with him in the summer. I mean this hard. I mean this sincerely. You got the wrong Jose. Jose was finished by the time you got him. Sorry, I know you love Uncle Mo, have hope, but he's past his best. You got when Danny Williams knocked out Mike Tyson, it wasn't the Mike Tyson. It was a version of, but not the Mike Tyson. This is the greatest and the best manager Tottenham have had since Bill Nicholson managed their club, your club.
Yeah.
You haven't had a manager better. Like, if Spurs get rid of Antonio Conte, these players and your club, you might go 50 years without getting a better manager than him. Like, you have to make him the centerpiece of everything. This is like a man who looks like Have Hope getting a woman like Maya Jama. He cannot mess her about because it's never happening again. If Have Hope pulled Maya Jama, he's never getting that level again. He has to bend over backwards for her. He almost has to be Will Smith for her. He has to take anything. I'm just saying, like, you guys have got to love this guy. He is more important than Kane, Son, anything.
Yeah.
The best you've ever had. The best you've ever
but you know,
era.
no, but one thing I'll say that, like, I think, because see, for me, I'm not a big fan of Bentancur because I watch a lot of Juventus. I've never been a Bentancur fan. Kulusevski, that's
Highlight
a serious
merchant.
player.
You're a highlight merchant. You watch the highlights.
No, I watch the games, bro. I watch the games.
I've hope is one of the only people that actually watches other leagues, doesn't pretend to. I agree. In terms of, I want to speak. Sorry, real quick, just a quick question. Like, what is the Kulusevski situation? Is it a loan? Is it an option to buy? What's the situation?
Okay, so it's a loan with an option to buy, and it becomes an obligation when he either plays, I think, 15 games or we get Champions League. So it's either that. So we're going to buy
how many
him.
games has he played?
He's played 13 games.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to say this now about Kulusevski, including the summer and January. He's almost in the running for the signing of the year.
Yeah, he's
him or Diaz. He's
been better than Diaz. He's been better than Diaz.
He's been better.
Yeah. But especially, put it in context, when he came, everyone was ripping Spurs. This and the other. Oh, because you didn't get Diaz. People were saying he's deadwood from Juventus. He's going to be nothing. And look what he's done. I mean, even again today, another performance, another assist, another goal in a game, and all that. He looks like although a youngster coming in from a foreign, he's taken to it. He looks the part. He's just been amazing. You know, for me, he's been just as good as the other. People always say Son and Kane with their goals and assists and all that, but he's been just as good and just as consistent as both of them.
Because my thing is, I am shocked because when you got Bentancur, fine, but Kulusevski, I think this guy, he scored one of Juve's like winning goals in the Copa Italia final. So when they allowed Kulusevski to go, I said, wait, how are you allowing one of your best players to go? So for me, that was a steal for Tottenham getting Kulusevski.
It was because of Vlahovic. They needed money for Vlahovic. They wanted a new striker, so they just sold their best youngster.
Do you know? And that's right now. That looks like a terrible signing for Juve because he ain't doing diddly squat. We're gonna go some calls now, people. We've got Orchie backstage, Rax backstage, Abdul's there. Winter Surfer's there, Tom, Mo, loads of people are backstage. We're going to try and get on as many as we can, but do me a big favor. Smash the like button. Let's get this stream past at least 500 likes while we're live. That should be a piece of PP for all of you. We're in the studio tomorrow, by the way, for the biggest game of the season, Man City versus Liverpool. So make sure you're tuning in for that. And listen, I want to say as well, I don't do this enough. I want to thank everyone who tunes in and watches, who comes on and helps. It's been the biggest March last month. It's the biggest March the channel's ever had. So far, 8 days in, it's the biggest April in the history of the football terrace. So we're growing all the time. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone who is making that possible. It humbles me massively every single day. Let's get the panel. Let's get take some calls now. First on, we're going to get man like Orchie on to have you say, welcome back to the show, mate. What's on your mind?
Sorry, my mic was on mute. How you doing, Terry? You okay?
I'm a little drunk, but apart from that, I'm good. I can't let you play that because we'll get I'll get copyright striked.
Sorry, no, I'm sorry. I apologize. First of all, about what you just said a moment ago, I just want to send you some love, mate, because I think definitely your show is one of the best, in my opinion, on YouTube, because you basically allow people to call in, get involved with the discussions and everything else. So I think fully deserved, and I hope you get even more and more success on your channel. So I just wanted to say that, and
I appreciate that, and hopefully my living room can look like yours. That's my plan. That's my plan. I want it to look like yours, mate.
Thanks.
What you saying, my guy? What you saying?
Well, it's, to be honest, I think this is obviously all of us Spurs fans. We're always worried, because go back like a month and a half ago, win one, lose one, win one, lose one. But at the same time, I think it's also not surprising, because if you think about it, when we had that little bit of a dodgy spell, and you just mentioned it, I think obviously Kulusevski is getting all the headlines, but I think definitely just as much Bentancur has been he's had a huge impact at Spurs. like when we had Winks, obviously when Skippy got injured, and we had Winks coming in there. Winks was just completely stinking up that whole midfield, and that's the engine that makes the team, rumble in a way. And I think, he's come in and he's even improved, in my opinion, Højbjerg a little bit. Højbjerg still has a bit of a dodgy, time here and there, but I think he's improved. Højbjerg, he's obviously linking up the play really, really well. And I think that dodgy spell came when he got injured. When Bender he came in, he played really well for a couple of games, and then he got injured. Actually, he got injured at half time. If you remember, he got taken off. I think it was against when we lost against Southampton. We were up, and then he got injured. He got taken off at half time, and then we lost that game in the second half. And then he was off for like a few games. But at the same time, you look at, obviously, now that Conte's had 3-4 months to really, get this team, playing the way he wanted to play. I think the only way is up, as far as I'm concerned. And like what you guys were saying earlier, if he's now really fully supported in the summer, I think possibility. Obviously, I don't want to get too carried away, but it's definitely exciting times. I mean, like you were saying, we've never had this quality of manager for a very, very probably 20, 30 years now. And I think if he's fully supported in the summer, dare I say, we could be up there challenging next season, possibly. I don't know.
We could.
I want to throw this out. I know
We
Spurs
can.
fans won't like hearing this, but I want to put this out there. Most Premier League teams play attacking football now. Most.
Yeah.
Antonio Conte could be the perfect remedy to that. Hard to break down, hard to beat. It's not all counter attack, but they almost lure you in and they counter. Essentially, it's what they do. But you think about it, when you go through the league table now, I'm looking at the league table right now. Burnley in the relegation zone might not even be here. They play the old-fashioned low block football. Norwich if we just look at this season, imagine they're all here next year. Norwich try and attack. Watford try and attack. Everton try and attack. Leeds try and attack. Brentford try to attack. Newcastle now try to attack. Southampton try to attack. Villa try to attack. Brighton try to attack. Leicester try to attack. Palace try to attack. Wolves now try to attack. West Ham don't. They're not the same. They're not going to go at you. They're going to sit back and be a bit more noisy. Arsenal try to attack. Chelsea attack. Man United attack. Liverpool attack. City attack. Every team in the Premier League, barring one, has a manager whose philosophy is to open up and attack. What better way to remedy that than have a manager who is famous for his teams absorbing attacks, countering and beating you?
Exactly.
I quite like the idea, and I'm scared of the idea that Spurs are doing something against the grain. It really could pay dividends next year.
Yeah.
Maybe not winning the league, maybe not winning it straight away, but at least you're not copying everybody else. I think that's really good.
Yeah, it's great because I think that the problem is that you need to also be good on the ball. I think with Mourinho, he was so good defensively, but when you watch a team like Mourinho, they're so bad in the ball when other teams sit back. Personally, I love watching defensive football and counterattack, but I don't like watching a Mourinho team because whenever Mourinho team has the ball, they can't do anything, and that's a big problem. Conte is dangerous because he coaches his team to play an attacking style when they have the ball, and they can just counterattack so well.
No, I agree. Someone here says Wolves don't attack. They're more attacking under Bruno Lage than they were under Nuno. And against teams like Spurs, they'll attack. They won't attack City. They won't attack Liverpool, but they will attack. Cameron's here with us as well. What are you saying, brother?
Yo, did you just say we attack?
We try to attack. We're not a low block team. We try to attack. I hear, yeah.
This is interesting because I stand by not wanting Conte at United because I'm in the space of we need long-term success where I think
Seriously? You don't want Conte?
No, let me land. Let me land.
Okay.
Let me land, bro.
Okay.
No, I stand by it. I have no interest in him because he's not for us. We the Spurs right now, if they had him from the start of the year, if you actually do the math, they'd be challenging. That's the crazy thing. They would be close to challenging. They would be right in and around. They'd be maybe a couple points behind. I looked at the math and it's just stats. Realistically, if you take away all the games that they lost by not having a competent manager, when you think about the players they have in their squad, somebody came on here a long time ago and said like the Spurs had a championship. It was Hussam. That was the dumbest take ever. Like if you look at the players they have and the players they brought in, like any Man United fan that ever says they don't want Kane, just shut up. Like a player that good who was player of the season last year. Son's the best winger on the left side. Kulusevski was a great buy. So if you think about it, Conte's perfect for Spurs right now. This man a few weeks ago came out and said we have a 1% chance of making top 4. And since he made that claim, his team turned up. That shows that the team actually respects him. It's not like when Jose used to do it, when he would take shots and stabs at players and be like, you basically are taking digs and being like, you suck. Like, I don't rate you. Conte's like, listen, if we don't shape up, like that's where we're at. So figure it out. It was a very different kind of conversation and people tried to spin it. I watched the interview and I thought it was really interesting the way he did it. And then he went at Bentancur and Kulusevski being like, they're for the future. And then he played them the next game. You know what the difference is? Like a Jose will take a shot, go at a player, and then he benches them for weeks. Whereas Conte put them right out there and was like, you heard what I said. Prove me wrong. What have they done? So I think he's a perfect manager for Spurs at this date and time. I don't know how long he's going to be there, if we're going to be completely honest. Like it's just, we got to talk about history. He's 2-3 years and that's it. So I think within this next 2-3 years, if Levy actually does what he wants and basically lets Conte do what he wants, there's no reason you shouldn't be up there. Now, I've said this and I'll keep saying this as long as Pep's in the league. I don't see anybody winning it. But this could be interesting. This could be an interesting thing for Spurs, and maybe you'll win a couple trophies, and then he'll be out, and then you'll be back to where you need to be. But that's why I like Conte as a manager for Spurs, and why I said I wouldn't want him for United, because I don't think Conte's there for long, and I don't think that's a problem. I don't think Spurs care about that. Spurs fans, I'll give you this: you never talk about, oh, we need to play pretty. Never. That never comes out of Spurs fans. They're just like, I just want to win, and I respect that. So.
Definitely.
I mean, I've got to say, I promise you, I've never once ever praised us for getting Jose Mourinho. I thought when he came in, he was past the sell-by date. I think, at least in the Premier League, I thought he could go to Spain, still do really well, go to Italy, really do, and he's doing all right in Italy. But I never rated him. I just felt like because of the way things also ended at United. I just thought he's just got to a stage where it's like he's. Obviously he's got amazing, history and what he's achieved. But in recent years, he hasn't really done that much. And it's always like always trying to prove himself. He's always trying to I am one of the greatest. And it's become a bit like what you were saying. It's all about him now. He doesn't really care. Almost, it's like his team and his players are secondary. And
everything
I think that
he's doing it for himself right now at this moment. Everything, even going to Roma, he's like, I want to bring them back to say I did it. It's not about the team. And when he went to Spurs, it was the exact same. He wanted to save Spurs for him, not for you guys. Whereas Conte just wants to win football matches. That's all he cares about.
And I think he's really and he said this. I'm only saying this because he said this consistently so many times. He's come in and he said, look, a team with a stadium like this, and also our training facility, which is again one of the best in the world. A team like this should be. He keeps saying that everything is here set up to win. And it's just the key is having somebody with that sort of experience and with the kind of the chops to actually get it over the line. So I think that's why I just feel like all the players, obviously Kane's of this world, Son, everyone, they just really seem to be responding to him. And I think more and more they're getting confident in themselves, in their ability. And I think he's definitely instilling that confidence in them. And you can see over the past sort of 2 months, especially, where we are now starting to get more consistent. Obviously, I'm sure there's still a few banana skins along the way that we're Tottenham. It's always possible, but I just feel like he's. I don't know.
With Conte, it's not though.
Huh?
With Conte, it's not that he's not that type of manager that slips up.
Yeah,
that's the thing. The Spursy thing isn't Conte. He once he gets going, once he's on a roll, he at least stays consistently on that roll.
This is what excites me.
Think about his time with what should excite you is the time at Inter. Think about that. He had a weird year the first year and then destroyed the league the next year. Yeah. So, and then after that, he was gone. So, I mean, that's.
Yeah. And I mean, he came in, we still got to remember, he came in November. No preseason, no nothing, no time to work with the players,
Nothing. No,
it's just, so imagine this summer, if he is genuinely backed, we go and get 2, 3, 4 players in the same sort of quality as who's going to have the same impact. They don't necessarily have to be the very best, but just, I mean, Kulusevski isn't one of the best.
Bro,
He's
this
just at
guy
that
won,
sort of impact level, you know?
bro, this guy won the league with Vicky Moses as his right wing back. So at the end of the day, things can happen. Winter Surfer, you spoke.
No, and the guys.
Oh, mate, say your thing, brother. Say your thing, bro.
I just want to. Son and Kane will get the headlines, but I think Kulusevski is the player Kane and Son have been crying out for on that right hand side. It's another outlet. Because instead of going for Son all the time, you can go for Kulusevski. The big thing for him, because he's made a great impact, whether he can build on that next season, because usually some teams figure people out. But he's been excellent since coming in, man. And I think you're right, Terry. I think he's been better than Diaz at Liverpool. He's made more of an impact. He's made more of an impact, and he's been excellent. And Spurs, I don't like Spurs for obvious reasons, but their fans do what Arsenal don't. They don't talk up before they finish the job.
Yeah.
At this time last week, what were we hearing from Arsenal fans?
Come outside, Tottenham fans! Where are you?
There we go. Yeah. We're gonna get third. We could scrape third. We're gonna get third.
Yeah.
And now
He's never going to live that down, is he?
now humble pie. Spurs have been excellent. Absolutely excellent. Conte.
Can I throw something out there, guys? Just your opinions. With the exception of Liverpool's front three, would you say literally Son, Kane, and Kulusevski can walk into any team and start, including City?
Well, they'd start
With the
for
exception of Liverpool.
They start for Chelsea. They'd
Oh,
start
maybe.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
all the
I mean,
time,
look,
yeah.
I think as a 3, it's a really weird one. Pound for pound, Kane walks into every single team in the Premier League. He walks into
Including
every,
Liverpool.
yeah, as the number 9 in the middle. Son probably gets into everyone but Liverpool. But then the left is Mane. Is Son better than Mane right now? Yes.
Yes.
Kulusevski doesn't get into Liverpool because Salah's there. But as a functional 3, they're the best functional 3 in the league. As a collective group, they right now Liverpool's is weird because it isn't any one of the 3 anymore. They rotate it. Liverpool's attack is still very, very good and potent, but City's attack hasn't been that great this year by their standards. That's why they've been dipping in the last few weeks. It's still very, very good, but it's sensational. I want to go to some super chats real quickly. I want to say big shout out to Dino here. Dean's actually a friend of mine from school. We did media studies together. Made a lot of weird films together. Not weird in that way, by the way. We didn't do it.
Yeah.
It's like YouTube as well. It's like a band. What was the name of our band, Dean? We started a band, and it was like for a media studies thing. We had like a documentary following this random band around. I think my name was Hypodermic Pete. We did a lot of that stuff. I hope you're good, bro. I know there's a lot going on with your family recently, but I hope you're well, brother, and looking after yourself. Super chats here. This Tottenham team all working together as a unit, and three at the top are just legendary right now. Egal, are you watching, bro? About to come outside. He ain't living that down, is he? He's not going to go away. Kane was always a great striker, but Jose needs to be given some credit for Kane's playmaking abilities. He is one who started. Look, do you guys credit Jose at all for starting him, making him drop deep and doing that role?
Yeah, of course. Anyone that says they don't are lying to themselves, because you saw him explode under Jose for his assists. Before that, I think he was only getting like 3 or 4 assists a season. Under Mourinho, I think he got well over 10. I think it was like 12 or 13. Yeah. And his goals were, that's why he got, I think he got more now because he got golden ball and golden boot. Mm-hmm. So Jose, Jose in the documentary said that he was going to help him, go to another level. And I think he did. So I've got to credit Jose. I can't take that away from him. And now, but then obviously I see Conte's thing, he's good at doing what he's doing. But if we had a player of his ability in the middle and kept him up top to score the goals like he was on the Poch, that could be even better for Spurs. It's just finding the right person and the right way to work it into the team.
But the thing is, I don't see how that fits in our team. Like, it's not like we can just get a number 10. We can buy a better holding midfielder.
Didn't say number 10. You don't have to be a number 10 to be a great playmaker. You can be
a better midfielder.
Put with Bentancur, better midfielder who can pick a pass. Because
our pass, we've got McTominay's available. You can take him.
Hell no.
Pogba's on a free to any of them man.
Can you do a swap? Swap with Emerson, please.
Yeah.
Emerson
Who?
swap.
For whom?
AWB.
Pogba.
No.
Pogba. He's
Yeah.
leaving. Conte top 4, whilst Mourinho and Tammy lose to Wi-Fi passwords. Blaze here says, would have loved to have seen Arsenal fans' reaction to the Spurs players also celebrating and hugging against the same Villa team. They thought they'd won a final, is what Blaze says. Adams here says, as a United fan that watched Bruno for 2 years, I can fully say Kane is a way better number 10, better passer, way higher football IQ. Terry, when is the Belfast meet and greet? And also, I'm starting to think the United squad need to complete overhaul, with the exception of 3 or 4 players. I don't know when the meet and greet will be. I actually haven't even done one in London properly yet, although we did have a meet up. When are you over, Cam? You're over soon, right?
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna be there on the 22nd and 23rd. So yeah, 22nd. Get everybody together for Friday.
Yeah, we should get everybody together and do that. Maybe we'll do a little meet and greet thing over here in the UK. I've actually messaged the guy about your tickets today, by the way, actually, to get them sorted.
I picked a real bad time to come watch us, eh? You know?
Yeah, you picked the worst time. And by the way, that's the most Canadian sentence you've ever said. Eh? Right at the end of it there. By the way, I want to say about Dean as well. I don't know if you're still listening, Dean. Lives in Detroit, as far as I'm aware. And I left Canvey Island in Essex, and he moved to Detroit in America to be. He's punching so bad with his wife as well. Like, honestly, bruv, you are punching. Your other half it leaves you for dead. I just want to say that. It's a compliment. Let us see the clip here. Not that I'm not trying to muscle in. You know that ain't my style. I don't mess with next man's salad. But I'm just saying, bruv, well done you, because well above your league, Dino. Well above your league, mate. We're going to take some more calls on the terrace now. Abdul's with us next to have his say. Smash the like and share button. Let's go. What you saying, brother?
Yeah, man, it's a great performance. Yeah, you hear me though, right?
Yeah, my man.
Yeah. Like I said, yeah, it's a great performance. Yeah, Spurs really have. I mean, we got to give a good shout out to Hugo Lloris. Definitely kept us lead in the first half. I think he made like 7 first half saves, which is like, I think the most first half saves maybe this season or in a long time. I forgot what the stat was, but yeah, Hugo Lloris definitely repaid us back, because he's been throwing the ball in his net like the last month or two. So it's definitely a great time for him to step up, because Aston Villa they were just on our case in the first half, and they were rough too. They were making they were clean tackles, but they were also rough and reckless at the same time. They definitely came out with like more aggression today, which was I guess a testament to Steven Gerrard and how he coached them. So, but yeah, the second half, we just have that. Like, I just knew once Kulusevski scored, and you kind of seen Aston Villa kind of their heads dropped. It was blood in the water. And it was just like, the front three was just going to torment them, because I've been saying this for years. Like, we have 2 of the top 5 most clinical players in the Prem, and Son and Kane. And that's just what you can do. You give them any opportunity. And especially on a day like today where Son is scoring different types of goals. The first goal, a beautiful volley, that quick reaction time, and that is his third goal, that nice one-touch finish. And yeah, I guess that may seem kind of difficult, but if you've seen how he hit it against the post, I guess Emi Martinez, a very good goalie, and that we were just on it. And I guess like the reason why I'm so optimistic for the future for Spurs is, the thing about Spurs is we have so many holes in our starting 11. Like, there's a lot of teams like sorry? Oh, sorry. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. We have a lot of holes in our starting 11 that we can definitely strengthen. Like, imagine if you have another midfielder that's a lot better than Højbjerg, make a massive difference to our team. Our fullbacks was useless. Like, the amount of times Emerson Royal was making these lazy, sloppy passes that kind of gave up possession. And that's the thing. And we even reports that like our main priority is a left center back in the summer. Yeah. I don't know if that's our main priority, but I know it's definitely like a top 3 priority. And imagine if you have a great center back to pair up with. Eric Dyer has done extremely well, and I think he deserves to. I think he could definitely make it to the England national team for the World Cup, even though it's next winter. But yeah, like our back three has been playing extremely well. If you replace Ben Davies, that'll make a huge difference. If you replace Højbjerg, it'll make a huge difference. If you replace Emerson, huge difference. Even if Sergio Reguilon, I think he needs another good left back to kind of compete with him, because I do think Reguilon is a good left back, but or left wing back, but I just think he needs more competition. I don't think Ryan Sessegnon is really competition. I think he's more of like a second string option. You know, if Reguilon gets injured, then you just slot in Ryan Sessegnon, but he's never really going to take that starting position over Reguilon. So I just think like there's so many glaring holes in this team, and we're still scoring 4 or 5 goals a game. Imagine if
sorry, I didn't mean to interject, and that's why you've got to be so positive about the direction that you're going in and the manager, because there's holes, but the system prevails, and that's one of the reasons why I don't like this whole excuses over injuries being like an excuse to lose. You know, this is you persevere, you change things. Okay, well, I've got a hole now. How do I fill that hole and cover it up? I know I'm using a very high standard here, but that's what I saw Sir Alex Ferguson do for 25 years. You know, there were times where we won league titles and we had holes or types of people missing, and it was okay. Well, what can I do? How can I use? I'll use John O'Shea in midfield for half a season, but we still win a Premier League. Why? Because I'll cover it with this change here. Like this, the one thing I'd say about Antonio Conte, he kind of knows how to get the best out of a bad bunch. Well, a lot of other managers that are rated higher than him, it's I need the most perfect players all fit at all times for it to actually work. That for me isn't like a slight. It's just Antonio Conte's got that string to his bow, no doubt. I'm going to add Dan to the stream now as well. Dan's a Spurs fan. What are you saying, Dan? Wait.
Come on, Spurs. Top 4. I did not think I'd be saying this at the beginning of the season. Wow, what a surprise.
I think you put yourself on mute.
I'm mute?
No, I can hear you. Go on, carry
Can
on,
you hear
mate.
me?
Carry on. Carry on.
Well, I'm just going to say that although recently we picked up some form, this is not the best season we've ever had. And if it wasn't for the other teams having such bad form as well, like Manchester United and Arsenal, we wouldn't be in the top 4. But let's just look at the positives. Antonio Conte has us playing brilliant football. The first half, we could have done more, but the second half, we turned up the volume. And I'm so happy that we're in the top 4. Champions League, here we come.
There we go. Danny, top man for coming on, having your say. I know you waited a while to do that, and we'll chat to you soon, young man. All the best. Rack is here. What are you saying, Racky boy?
Hey, mate. Listen, first of all, congrats on the channel. Obviously, I've been watching and tuning in. We've been chatting for years now. So big up, and big up to an even stronger April and the rest of the year. Second of all, I'm really I've got a bit of a soft spot for Arsenal. I like Arsenal as a football club, but if there's one person I really am really happy for today, it's Alan, because Alan's like the nicest Spurs fan you'll ever meet. That's one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet, and he's been taking some crap on Spaces and all that kind of stuff over the last few months about Spurs, and it's just nice to have one of the good guys kind of be able to kind of big up his team. So yeah. Well done, Alan. And look, Spurs, I kind of consider myself to be a pretty rational, sensible football fan. And this top 4 race has had my head spinning since the start. At the start of the season, I was certain that United were going to be in the top 4. And even more so, I thought they were going to challenge. And then it kind of all got a bit murky. And then it seemed like Arsenal had emerged as like a clear front runner. And now Spurs have taken it. And now I'm tempted to say Spurs are favourites. But you just never know, right? You just never know. But right now, Spurs are looking strong, especially in the attacking positions. Kulusevski looks like a real find. Very, very good player. Kane and Son, we know how strong they are in general. Bentancur's settled in really well as well. And it's weird because Paratici his recruitment in the summer was very questionable. You had that guy from Spain who came in and who's gone back out on loan. Even though he's supposed to be very talented, but now that Conte's come on board, it seems like he's taking it to another level. So, yeah, the recruitment's been really good, and that's helped, I think, push you on to be the front runners.
I have a question for you. So, Spurs-Liverpool, who's winning that? What if I tell you that Spurs will win that?
I think you're crazy.
Leaf, let's pick our battles wisely, Leaf.
I really
Don't
think
do an
we'll win
Arsenal.
that game. I really think we'll win that.
Arsenal.
I don't know if we'll win
Okay,
it, but
I
I
mean,
think we can get a point. I
You're
think we
entitled
could
to
get
your
a point.
opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, but you're probably in the minority.
Please don't do an
The
Arsenal.
reason why I
Don't do
say
an
it-
Arsenal, please.
The reason why I say it is because Liverpool have a semi-final midweek that week, which they're gonna definitely go for, and then 3 or 4 days later they're playing Spurs. So I think I just get this feeling, just like I got against Man City. If you think of like what Spurs did at Man City, it was like when we won at the new stadium at the first game of the season, we were so lucky. Like they absolutely battered us, and we somehow managed to win that game 1-0. But the game at the Etihad, like we could have won that game 4-1, 5-1 if some of our finishing was even better. So who's to say that we can't go there and do? I'm not saying we're going to win, but who's to say we can't take a point off Liverpool?
There are no guarantees. I agree. There are no guarantees, and Spurs are playing very well at the moment. I think we're a better team in pretty much every part of the pitch.
Of course,
but we have to show up and do the business on the day. Otherwise, you could take something.
So are Man City though. Man City were better than us. Well,
yeah, no, exactly.
maybe
That's why I say
attack.
why I say we have to show up and you have to show up.
Yeah,
if we show up, then I think we win the game. If we don't, then it becomes a lot more tricky.
Yeah. I think, and who thinks like next week is? It's like let's talk about the Arsenal a little bit. It's going to be. I think it's going to be from bad to worse for next week because they've got to play Southampton, who just got spanked 6-0 by Chelsea. So they're going to want to put a shift in and get a result. Then 3-4 days later, they go to Chelsea. Then 3 days later, they're at home to United. I think their season's going to come undone next week.
Let's go. The home to United. Let's not worry about that because anyone can beat United at the moment. So I don't think that you need to worry about that. Sorry, it's true.
Don't you
Cam, you're going to take this.
It's true. Let's not get away from it. It's true.
The thing is with Arsenal right now, they should just be happy to finish sixth. And I've said that. Like,
yes, progression.
Eighth, sixth is good. Us, I've said it multiple times. I'm happy if we go in the 7th, 8th, whatever. We're not a Champions League team right now. It's cool. Like everybody can come at us, but like if there's one thing I can say, most United fans right now, we've all accepted our fate. And we're cool. We're chilling. We know hopefully Erik ten Hag signs tomorrow properly, and that's it. That's all we care about.
Would you not want Europa League though? Because obviously, if you win the Europa League, you get into Champions League.
No, this is what I want. I want us to go into 7th, into the Conference League, have all the kids get proper experience in the Conference League. Because if Erik ten Hag is the manager everybody's saying he is, he will blood in the youth. He will have our academy players the same way that our professionals should be. In a decent tournament in that league, our first team will get rest and they can actually compete for a trophy in the League Cup or FA. That's it. That's how I feel about it. That is my honest, I don't think we are a champion. Why go to Champions League to get slapped? In my opinion, we're not there. There's no need for us to be there right now. I love watching Champions League. I can watch somebody else next year. Come back the year after our managers had time to get our players playing right. This whole, we're getting in a manager that is not going to just succeed right off the bat. I hope people know that. We need time. So everybody's like, "Oh, Champions League." Fuck that. Why? There's no need. Let's take our time with it and wait.
Don't be an Arsenal. Take your time with it. Don't be an Arsenal.
You say trust the process.
Wait, it's going to be a great run-in, no doubt about it. Remember, we're back tomorrow with more content for you. Got some news stories coming out. Of course, we're going to be covering the whole of the Man City-Liverpool game tomorrow, plus much more. The top 6 is back on Monday, and then we gear up for the Champions League. I mean, in fairness, Wednesday night's pretty shit because City and Liverpool already through, but Tuesday will be fun. No doubt about it. I'm sorry to everyone else that's backstage that hasn't been able to get on. Do us a favor before you leave and smash the living daylights out of that like button. Until next time, take care, goodbye, God bless, and we'll see you all soon. Thank you.